is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, some of y'all are complaining about my intro, but my intro is important to my videos. I'm welcoming you. I'm identifying myself. I'm telling you that it's an honor for me to host this broadcast. I'm telling you that my mission is to explore African American culture. I'm thanking you for your support, and that is very important. And then I'm saying something else that I think is very important. That we love each other, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, I know that there are many channels where the host jumps right in. They want to get right to the business of tearing down other people or exposing other people's business or showing how happy they are that somebody's going to jail or whatever is going on. And I do speak my truth, and many of you agree with me. Some of you don't agree with me. There are times when many of you don't agree with me. But my statement is the same. We are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So that's important to what I'm doing. I'm not trying to create chaos in the black community. I am trying to bring information and sometimes give a different point of view. But my intro is still important. And I know what YouTube says. In 20 seconds, you ought to be talking or you're going to lose your audience. Well, you can always just skip through the intro. That's what I do sometimes. Some people have a long intro, but mine, I don't think it's all that long. But anyway, y'all, it is important to my videos. And that doesn't mean that I won't ever change it or shorten it for that matter. But I have to find a way that will convey to subscribers and viewers what the channel is all about. Today, I'm talking about a serious subject, and it's one that I hope that we can reflect on in a very serious manner. The title is Black, Asian, and Abandoned. And you see a beautiful young lady's picture on the screen. The reason I'm doing this video is because a few days ago, there was this rumor that Japan was paying black men $75,000 to come to Japan to impregnate the women. Now, most of us knew that didn't make any sense, but some people didn't. Some of us really don't realize that anti-black sentiment is real, not just in the United States, but around the world. There are one or two content creators that talk about this a lot, but we still don't seem to get the message. There are those of us who would like to believe that times have really changed and that America is a completely different place than it was in 1960 or 1940. And that's really just not the case. Now, I'm going to go over this story about this young lady, which some might call this tragic. It could have been tragic, but for the white saviors coming to the rescue of this young woman. I'm going to let you listen to her story, and then I'll come back and add something to it.
I'm a former baby Jane Doe, and I'm meeting my biological mother in 15 days. Investigators called my case the perfect abandonment, and here's why. Number one, I was abandoned in an airport, so I could have literally been from anywhere. Two, I was clearly mixed race. What am I mixed with? It was anyone's guess. Three, I was found in January of 1980, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but decades later when I was looking for information, most medical records are divided by decade. So in order to find that 4-week window where I was born, they would have had to have pulled all of the records from the 1970s and all of the records from the 1980s. And that's only in the case that I was born born in a hospital, which investigators didn't think I was because there's no record of me. So basically what investigators were trying to figure out was, did anybody of any race anywhere in the world have a baby sometime at the end of 1979, the beginning of 1980, and leave her at the airport? If so, yeah, we found her. We named her Baby Jane Doe. So there are 4 of us in the exclusive Airport Baby Club. We're not looking for new members, so don't go leaving your babies at airports. We have Gary Gatwick, who was abandoned in 1986, and then a little boy was found in Tucson, and then in 2019 there was a little girl found. But there were 4 of us who were abandoned as newborns. When I was about 30, Long Lost Family had reached out to me and said, hey, we want to help you find your biological parents. I sent them all the information I could find, and the investigator called me back and he said, I would love to help you, but I reached out to my peers and even my competitors. There's no one who can help you because you don't have anything useful. All of your paperwork is done under the name Jane Doe. You don't have a name, you don't have a birthplace, you don't even know what decade you were born in, you don't have any information that's useful. So I never in a million years thought I would ever find my biological parents. But I did. I found them both. Finding my biological mother was a long shot, but at least we had witness descriptions. With my biological father, we knew nothing about him. We didn't know what race he was, what age, physical descriptions. We had nothing to go on. So imagine my surprise when I found my biological father first.
So she calls herself the perfect abandonment. She was left at an airport with no information. The people who found her had no idea who she belonged to. They knew she was mixed, and I'm guessing they knew she was mixed with black and something, but they couldn't be sure. But let me give you some more of her story. First, Black Miss Nevada finally meets the mother who left her in an airport 44 years ago. So now they're calling her Black. I chose courage over fear, and I'm glad I did, said Elizabeth Hunterton, who has documented her question to learn about her biracial identity on TikTok. A former Miss Nevada had a special reunion over 4 decades in the making. Elizabeth Hunterton met her biological mother for the very first time and shared her experience with People magazine. Although Hunterton and her birth mother have been communicating over the phone and through text messages for the past 4 years, the pageant winner admits she was nervous about their in-person meeting after so many years apart. As my husband and I approached the location where my birth mother was waiting, I stopped walking and wasn't sure if I could go through with it, she said. Ultimately, I chose courage over fear, and I'm glad I did it. In January 1980, just 10 days after she was born, Elizabeth Hunterton was discovered by 2 pilots at a Nevada airport. She was eventually adopted and raised by a white family in Reno. She always knew she was biracial, but it wasn't until 2018 that she was able to begin answering some of the questions about her birth story. Using DNA matching, Hunterton was able to identify her father, who was black and passed away in 2004. In 2020, she made a connection with a second cousin on her mother's side who helped her identify her mother, who is Japanese. Although Hunterton and her birth mother have exchanged text messages and emails off and on since 2020, the two took a giant leap forward in their relationship when they spoke for the first time on January 1st. The 44-year-old pageant winner told People that she immediately felt something familiar. It was like, I remember you, and it was just this really weird, unsettling moment, she said. I guess I just didn't expect to recognize it, and it was very sweet talking to her. Huntington said her birth mother said she regrets giving her up, but that she wasn't emotionally or financially prepared to care for a baby at the time. She asked a friend to take Elizabeth to an adoption agency, but she believed she was left at the airport because adoption agencies wouldn't take a black baby. Hunterton's adopted mother asked Elizabeth to thank her birth mother for giving her the gift of life, something she said created a really beautiful moment during their meeting. When I told my birth mother this, she teared up and said, I have the utmost love, respect, and appreciation for your adoptive mom. She gave you what I couldn't, Hunterton said. In a May 20th TikTok video, Hunterton told her over 135,000 followers that while she was left with a few more questions than answers, she's doing okay after the emotional experience. She also thanked followers for their support through the process. Although she doesn't know if she'll have a close relationship with her birth mother, she's open to making plans to see her again. Will we have this close relationship where we're skipping through the meadow and braiding each other's hair? Probably not, but I'm okay and I'm just working through it, she said in the clip. This article comes from The Root, and it is documented on Elizabeth Hunterton's TikTok page. Now, the reason I did this video is because this woman is black and Japanese, and in 1980, adoption agencies wouldn't take black babies, and a white family had to raise this child. Her Japanese mother abandoned her for the reason that she wasn't emotionally or financially able to take care of this black identified child. See, right away they knew the child was black. They just didn't know what she was mixed with. Now, this whole thing about black men going to Japan and impregnating women, when there's a black woman now trying to track down black men who have babies that they left in Japan that they're not paying child support for. As you know, we still have bases and military installations in Japan. So it is time, at some point, black people really have to grow up. Now, people got real mad about the white man saying that black wives are for grown-ups. Well, black children are for grown-ups too. These are her adoptive parents at the top. This is her, Elizabeth Hunterton, in the middle. This is her father on the left, a very handsome black man, and her mother on the right, who doesn't want her face shown. So this is what's happening to people who are just being reckless and not thinking about what they're producing when they're out there having biracial fun. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.